back on TC Live, and the feeling is mutual. Andy, we've had a lot of fun having you work with us. It's been a couple months since Andy, we thought half-jokingly, and perhaps after a glass of wine, tweeted that he might be interested in a job during the pandemic, maybe some kind of internship. It has turned out to be one of the greatest and funniest partnerships we've had at Tennis Channel. And, of course, his wife reminds us that he is also a, quote, stone-cold fox. Who are we to argue? As we welcome in Andy Roddick for his Monday. It's nice to have the wife on your side, Andy.
Brett, I got to tell you, they've been keeping Chanda and I apart for the last 2 months, and it's pissing me off. So I'm happy. They won't, like, we get the closed circuit thing in between. They won't even let me talk to Chanda. I'm like, hey, my voice isn't even heard. That's my Olympic teammate. I'm just happy to be doing a segment with Chanda Rubin.
Yeah, they shut my mic off as well, Andy. I don't know what's going on, but at least we have this moment. And I'm curious because the U.S. Open is the next major that is on the schedule. We've been seeing a lot of different ideas, a lot of different scenarios that they're modeling in terms of trying to get the event going. They've looked at chartered flights, smaller entourages, trying to maybe create a lot of different locker room areas. What do you think about what you've read, and how feasible do you think it'll be?
Well, feasibility is something I just don't even think we know yet. We're learning more all the time. I have been privy to some of these conversations, and the fact that they're even willing to reach out to airline sponsors that they have relationships with and say, can we charter from 5 locations worldwide? And can we condense things? Maybe there's an off-site qualifying. Maybe there's a regional qualifying, a la Augusta Masters, where they have a LATAM qualifier and an Asia Pacific qualifier. Maybe those are all things that need to be in the fold just to keep the proximity and to keep the amount of people down. But even just thinking outside the box and dealing with it, all the well knowing it might not happen, I have to applaud them for what they've done so far, and at least thinking creatively. It's a brutal situation because you could do all this planning and then on day 3 someone tests positive and I don't even know what you do then. So it's a hard thing. If anyone can figure it out, it is the U.S. Open. They are very good at thinking outside the box, whether it's from an entertainment perspective, whether it's from a sponsorship sales perspective. And so I think those are actually good things to think about when you're looking at trying to put on an event on the heels of a pandemic. And we don't even know where we're going to be a month from now and if cases will go up based on openings, et cetera. So I hope it'll happen, and I'm impressed with the fact that they're kind of thinking outside the box.
All right, look, we're really happy that Andy and Chanda have been able to have their Olympic teammate reunion here. It's all very moving, but we do want to declare before we move any further in the show, because Chanda and Andy have a way of taking us there, we are declaring this a pair-free zone for the remainder of the program. There will be no pair mentions. And even still, Andy, it looks like his left cheek has snuck behind the X. We tried, you know.
Listen, I normally get upset at you, Brett, when you try to push this on me. But the euphoria of actually going through a segment with Chanda is far outweighing my whatever you can do to me.
It outweighs seeing Paris buns. Come on, Andy.
Yes.
Yeah, Chanda has a way of making things better. Paul.
Yes.
Make this better, Paul.
I don't know how I follow that. I'm a little bit stumped, but we've had a lot of interesting tennis, and Andy, one of the things I wanted to show you today was one of the things that we clipped. We know how you love highlights. What do you think? There's a tweener, and then the forward tweener, Andy. We don't see that often. What do you think of the forward tweener?
I think it's fantastic when no one's in the stands, and it's not disrespectful during a pandemic, maybe. I don't know. I don't mind it. I'm all for it. He's kind of smiling as he does it. I certainly wasn't talented enough to pull off any sort of shot like that. I would have just wanted to put away the point in some sort of panicked fashion, maybe duff a volley into the net. I don't know. My creativity was different.
Yeah, the forward one is a little tricky, but it's interesting that you say you don't have the talent to do that. I think that was you trying to. No? Is that the Queen's Club?
Weird. A lot of people said I didn't have good aim. You know how good of aim I had to actually hit the target there?
Well, I don't even want to know what the target. I actually thought the target was over the net. So, Judging by the reaction,
what was the target?
What you were hoping for?
I think that's what we call friendly fire.
Okay.
Yeah, there was nothing good. That was actually finals of Queens in '05, and I don't know what happened. I think I was playing Karlovich, but that could have been a lot worse.
Well, Andy, before I ask my next question, I have been wondering, I've been watching you week after week. You keep changing rooms. How do you decide what your background's going to be, what room you're going to be in as you Skype for us? What's the thought process here?
A lot of it is dictated by what room my wife wants to be in at that moment, and she'll say, "Get your butt out to the patio. I'm not moving. I'm watching Tiger King right now. Get out of here." So it's normally that or my kids yelling in the background, one of the two.
I get it. I certainly understand that. Well, you are our resident service expert, and so I want you to take a look at this serve and let us know, real or fake.
That's real. That's real.
Is that real?
That's real. And I'm 90% on the fake side. That's real.
That's incredible.
That's a lot of skill. That's a lot of skill right there.
That's a lot of misspent practice time is what that is called.
Yeah.
Like, still
I'd end up
fun,
in the
but
hospital with that one. That's a hospital serve for me.
yeah, but like, please don't be practicing that for 6 hours and then go lose like first round at the local money tournament that weekend. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an unnecessary trick. That's great for the Instagram and stuff, but that's not functional, Paul. That's against everything you teach in these fun little segments.
All right. I hear you. I got it. Jotting it down in the notepad.